Hey there, softball fans. I'm Sydney Lemmerhurt, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be your host for today's special interviews featuring two exceptional athletes from the Arkansas Razorbacks softball team. Allow me to introduce you to Ally Sockey, a homegrown talent hailing from Greenwood, Arkansas, and Robyn Herron, a talented southpaw making waves on the mound as a sophomore. But before we dive into their stories, let's take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Everett Auto Group. They're a driving force behind Buick's See Her Greatness campaign, celebrating the achievements and empowerment of female athletes. With locations in Benton, Bryant, and Rogers, the Everett Auto Group is all about supporting women in sports, and we're so grateful to have them on board. Now, let's get ready to explore the journeys of Ally and Robyn. As your host for today's interview and a former Razorback gymnast, I'm honored to guide you through the experiences and insights of these two remarkable athletes. From the hometown pride of Ally Sockey to the rising star of Robyn Herron, get ready to be inspired by their stories of resilience, determination, and triumph. It's time to hear their stories and discover what makes them true champions on and off the field. So hey guys.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Nice to have you today. So could you both start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and kind of how you got started in your softball journey?
Yeah, my name is Robyn Herron. I'm from Tampa, Florida, and I kind of got started in my softball journey by actually looking up to my brother because he played baseball when we were super young, and so I kind of wanted to be like him, and he actually didn't keep playing, but I actually really liked the sport, and I loved pitching and hitting and everything, so I just kind of kept with it.
Yeah. What about you?
My dad was a softball coach and a baseball coach. So like growing up, I would always just go to practices with him and hang out with all the guys and girls, and it would just like grew like the love of the game for me.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, so the next question wasn't on the things you guys were prepped for, but hopefully it's an easy question for you. So why did you choose Arkansas? What made you guys come here?
For me, it was the family environment, and I think the state is beautiful, the town is beautiful. It's a lot different from my hometown, so
Yep.
I just really like the change of pace and the change of scenery, and I mean, the university is amazing as it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Mine's the same like off of hers. It's like more of like a home away from home, and I'm pretty close to home, so
Yeah.
that was another easy.
Yeah.
And just like all the girls, like one big family.
Was there ever a moment where you're like, I don't want to go to Arkansas and I want to get out of the state?
A little bit.
A little bit. There's always a little bit. You want a little bit of change, but obviously it worked out for you. Can you guys both share a pivotal moment from your athletic career that influenced your passion? So, you know, whether it was one time where you're like, I want to do this for a long time. Like, this is really fun. Do you have a story like that?
Probably just when I started playing high school ball, I kind of realized that this is really what I wanted to do, and then kind of going through the recruiting process, I thought it was just like really cool to go through, and I just really could see myself like doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I miss the recruiting process, but nowadays I don't think I miss the recruiting process, but that was like one thing I look back, I'm like, that is the craziest thing that like a high school student you decide your future right then and there.
16 years old.
Yeah, making those decisions. You're like, okay, well, I made a good choice. What about you?
Mine was the beginning of the recruiting process, just like being like, wow, I could actually like take it to the next level and continue playing, because wasn't for sure if I was ready to give it up.
Yeah.
And so
and you're here. And you're here. So what do you want young Razorback fans to remember about you as they aspire to be you?
I'll probably say I'd want them to remember like my smile and my laugh, my energy, just kind of how my attitude when I was playing on the field, but also my attitude off the field, and how I supported my teammates.
Yeah, because you never know who's watching. Yeah. You always like realize there's little kids everywhere that, you know, are watching you, so you can't have a bad day, which is kind of hard, but you want to be that person that they know is always having a good day.
Mine would definitely be my energy and just like how loud and I'm always just like energetic all the time.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You want kids to know that it's fun to play in college. It's a grind, but it's still fun. Yeah. So women's sports obviously are a hot topic right now, probably hotter than ever before. So how do you guys think, and I don't know how big of social media people you are, but how do you think that social media can be used to utilize women's sport and put them in a more positive light?
I think, social media is so widespread that, if you post something on Twitter, thousands of people are going to see it. So
Yep.
I think when you see, like the Caitlin Clarks and the Angel Reeses of, like, sports doing so well and all their interviews and their energy, I think it just kind of helps elevate the game even more for women's sports. And people realize, like, wow, like, this is actually fun. It might be even more entertaining than men's sports.
Yeah, seriously.
But, yeah.
Have you ever been told you look like Caitlin Clark?
No, I
feel like you kind of look like Caitlin Clark. Hey, that's not a bad thing.
No,
that's
a
compliment.
compliment.
Now that you say that,
That's a
doesn't
compliment.
she? Yeah. No. She said that, I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the question.
I would say, like, since TikTok's really big, just like how some players do, like, the day in the life.
Yeah.
I feel like getting an insight, and that'd be big, and just showing how, like, actually, like, fun and entertaining that it is. Like, boys sports, like, no hate against them, but they're, like, really slow. And, like, girls sports, like, we got the energy and we got the speed of the game.
We bring a little bit something different to the sport. Yeah. I feel like y'all's team is a big TikTok team. Yes? No? Or used to be? I feel like I always saw Razorback softball TikToks.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
You'd be like, guys, go watch my TikTok. It's gonna blow up.
Hey, that's not a bad thing. Maybe it will.
She's an inspiring influencer.
Yeah, there you go. Inspiring influencer. Earlier they talked about Bree being an influencer.
Oh yeah, Bree also is a big
too.
TikTok girl.
Okay, so what advice would you give to aspiring female athletes that might be discouraged by the lack of visibility of their sport?
I would just tell them to keep going, and that, a lack of visibility isn't forever, and that, times are changing and we're evolving, like, so much. You can tell by, like, our attendance records, our publicity.
Every week getting broken, literally.
That, it's constantly evolving, and, like, the game is stepping up.
Just do whatever makes you happy. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna keep growing.
Yeah, control what you can control. That's always what we were told as gymnasts, is control what you can control. Share a standout moment from your athletic career where you felt a profound sense of accomplishment or greatness.
Mine would probably be when I threw a perfect game.
Casual, that's probably nothing's probably ever gonna beat that one.
Probably not, but
maybe a national championship. Maybe a national championship.
Or another perfect game. But
that's true.
I just felt so accomplished, and I felt it was like a full circle moment, but that was probably my greatest accomplishment.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a hard one to beat there.
Mine would probably be, like, senior year, winning the Arkansas Softball Player of the Year, or just making it to the championship with my dad as my coach.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was just, like, a big, like...
How was that, having him as your coach?
It was amazing. I would take it back in a heartbeat. Like, at the time, we just butted heads, but, like, looking back, like, it was something, like, special, and, like, one of a time, or whatever you It was awesome.
That's awesome. That is definitely unique. I love hearing the stories of, like, athletes that have their coaches as parents. I don't think I could have ever had my parent be my coach.
Mom was like, all right, nope, leave it.
Leave it there. We're eating dinner right now. Okay, so we got a couple fun questions coming up. So you most likely are. Are you superstitious?
No.
No. Man, someone throws a perfect game, they're not superstitious. That's kind of disappointing. None at all. You don't do anything the same.
I do. I usually, like, wear my hair the same, but it's not for, like, a superstitious reason.
You're just like, I don't want to do it.
If I change it up, Okay. It's just like my favorite way to do my hair.
Yeah. Are you superstitious?
Yeah, I'll wear the same spandex. Like, of course, wash.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Hopefully,
But in high school, I would wear the same basketball socks.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
They, like, at the end of the year, they had, like, big old holes.
Just just chunks through. I used to have to eat a Kit Kat before every single meet. And to the point where my senior year, they decorated the locker room with just floating Kit Kats everywhere. My coaches weren't too happy about that superstition, but it worked. So whatever works. Do you, kind of on the superstition side though, are there anything that, like, keeps you in your mindset? So, like, is there anything you say to yourself when you're up on the mound, or, when you go up to the plate? Is there anything that you're, like, repeating to yourself over and over?
Yeah, I definitely use self-talk when I pitch. It's kind of more like attack this batter or win this pitch to kind of put me in, like, a aggressive mindset rather than I guess submissive, to try to, like, beat the batter and to win the inning.
Yeah, because there's a lot of pressure on the pitcher. Do you have anything?
Mine's just believe in yourself, like nobody better. Just nice, easy.
Yeah, nice and easy. Yeah, can't overthink that too much. So who was the first female athlete you remember looking up to? And it doesn't have to be softball, but if it is, that's okay. Do you guys have your first female athlete?
Well, I grew up in Florida, so I watched UF play a lot. So probably like Kelly Barnhill. She was a pitcher at UF. Delaney Gorley, also a pitcher. She was a lefty pitcher, but
there you go.
I loved watching them. So probably that's who I looked up to.
Mine's probably like Sydney Romero or Kaylee Clifton, 2 girls, like middle infielders on OU. And they were just like really good.
Yeah. Just someone that you're like, I want to be like them one day. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, last question. How would you address the haters and advocate for greater recognition and respect for women's sports? One answer from one of your teammates was, I wouldn't address them. So whatever one, if that works for you, you know.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't directly address haters, but I definitely would probably be scrolling on my phone.
Oh
and be like,
it's hard not to.
Yeah, like I definitely have some question marks going up in my head when I see some of the things on Twitter and other social medias.
Yeah. But I like confrontation, so I would just be like, come out, give us a chance. Like, I can promise you that you'll enjoy it and like it, and you'll have a good time. And women's sports deserve the same amount of viewership that men's sports get.
Yeah, watch me. That's what we said earlier. It's just watch me. Well, awesome. Well, that is a wrap for today's episode. I want to extend a massive thank you to the phenomenal female athletes who joined us today. Your stories are the heart and soul of our podcast, and your greatness truly shines through with every word. I also want to express my gratitude to the Everett Auto Group for continuing to promote the See Her Greatness campaign. With locations in Benton, Bryant, and Rogers, they're not just in the business of selling cars, they're champions of celebrating female excellence in sports. To my listeners, I can't thank you enough for tuning in and being a part of this empowering journey. Remember, you can catch up on all of our episodes and stay connected with the latest from Everett's See Her Greatness campaign by following us on all social media. Until next time, keep believing in your greatness, keep striving for your dreams, and keep celebrating the incredible achievements of women's sports. This is Sydney Lemmerhurt signing off.